Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. Good morning, Rhonda. Glad to have you here this morning. So, this morning it is August 22nd, 2023. It's not my daughter's birthday day. The funny story. So, years ago, for whatever reason, I had it stuck in my head that my daughter's birthday was August 22nd. So every year I would call her on August 22nd and wish her a happy birthday, and every year she would say, "It's not my birthday today." It got to the point where one year I remembered August 22nd was not her birthday, so I didn't call her on August 22nd, and she got really mad at me because I forgot her birthday. And I hadn't forgotten her birthday. I had actually remembered it correctly that year. So it's become a thing now. So I sent my daughter a message this morning and said, "Happy not your birthday day." And I will see her on her birthday and wish her an actual happy birthday. But isn't it crazy how we can get something stuck in our head that way? And then all of a sudden, even though it's wrong, if we don't get that thing, we feel left out or forgotten. It happens. It does. We want to be remembered. We want to be known. We want to be recognized, right? And so I think it's important that we remember that. Today, it is August 22nd, and we are looking at chapter 22 of Proverbs. And I'm going to look at verse 3. Has nothing to do with the story that I already shared, I don't think, unless God brings it around. But let's take a look at it real quick. Out of the Holman Christian Standard translation, it says, "A sensible person sees danger and takes cover, but the inexperienced keep going and are punished." A sensible person, the King James says, a prudent man sees danger or sees evil. What does that mean? A sensible man, a prudent man. Well, someone who is prudent is someone who has some experience that allows them to foresee the chances of things and how they might move together. It's kind of like when gears mesh, and you're looking at them and they're this far apart, and you see that the gaps in one is much bigger than the other, and so when you try to bring them together, at first they start to mesh, but then all of a sudden this one's so much bigger and it skips and jams, and now everything's froze up. A prudent, sensible person sees that danger and they do something before it can happen. Good morning, Aaron. Glad to have you this morning. But an inexperienced person, someone who either has not had life experience of their own or refuses the life experience of others, will see those gears jam up. All of a sudden you've got it locked up like this and it just will not move. The engine's seized. You're stuck on the side of the road because for a little bit it worked, and then all of a sudden, boom, may even snap a drive shaft. It costs so much more. And all it took was listening to the person who you even may have sought out advice to about, what do I need to do? And they said, those two gears, they probably won't mesh. Make sure you get mating gears. And make sure that when you get those gears, that you, before you put them in, that you put them together and you make sure it rotates all the way around. Just check it. Because sometimes, even though they're labeled that way, they don't actually line up. A sensible person sees danger and takes cover. Someone who has some personal experience or is willing to listen to the experience of others, they will take the precautions necessary to move forward in life. Even if it doesn't make sense, they're willing to take a stand back for a minute and see how something plays out. But the inexperienced, those who don't have that opportunity to think those things through because, well, one, they haven't actually taken the time to learn things in their own way. They haven't listened to others. Or, as the King James says, they're just simple. They're silly. They're the type of person who is empty, and they're not allowing that knowledge to fill in. They'd rather stay ignorant in moving forward. A sensible person sees danger. A prudent person, a person who is willing to learn, they'll see the danger and they'll take the precautions. But someone inexperienced, someone simple, someone without guidance even, they're going to end up keeping going, and they will experience the consequences of their actions. So often in our lives, that's how we end up, in the consequences of our actions, is it not? I don't want that for you today. Spend time in Proverbs. Spend time in the rest of the Word of God. You can't just spend your entire life reading the book of Proverbs and think you're going to be okay. I read it every day, and it's an incredible experience for me every morning. But I also read the entirety of the Bible, and it's because of that I now have the opportunity to have that prudence, that sensible understanding that God is giving me. I also seek out wisdom from others and guidance. When I don't know something, I look it up. I go to people that have experience, and I do what I need to do. So, this morning, just remember, a sensible person, a prudent person, a person who is gaining experience by life and by listening to others, especially if more than one person comes in and says the same basic thing to you, you might want to check the gears, make sure they're going to mesh well, because it might come around perfectly the first time, but the next time it comes around and now we're jammed up. A prudent person checks that. An inexperienced person, they're going to suffer the consequence. I'm hoping I'm sharing some wisdom with you today so that you can avoid the consequence of those gears jamming up in your own life. I love y'all. Good morning, August. Glad to see you here. Anyway, guys, love y'all. I've been going a little bit long this morning, but I hope you gain something from today. God bless.